You know, he always showed promise with the youth team with Donald Park, under Donald Park's tuition, and he knows where the goals are. You know, he certainly can finish from anywhere, distance, you've seen it, close range, and the skill he showed for the second goal against Thistle. He's a good young talent.
Yeah, got a real chance.
Yeah.
Jean-Louis Valois has been one of the players of the season for me so far. Wonderful skill goal,
yeah,
isn't he?
Great to watch. That's a good thing. Entertaining player as well, and you know, he's a threat, and he'll be a threat today to Hibs without question. He was probably the top man in the last game, and Sandy gave him it, and then all of a sudden De Vries got the goals. But Valois has been entertaining. It's a perfect example of what he can do here. Watch this skill. This is lovely ability, as I say. But you know, they'll Addies get him on his right foot, but no problem to him as he delivers a ball into the far side of the goals there for Weir to score the header. And then here, set pieces are another speciality. That's a great free kick. So it'll be a danger from those sort of situations, but also from corners and free kicks when he's just delivering it into the box for other people to get on the end of it. I think he made the goal in the last game for Wales when he scored against Celtic. And you know, he's tremendous from those sort of set pieces, and he will be a danger.
Yeah, and also those two will be among the contenders for man of the match this afternoon. As always, we've got a DVD player or a signed shirt from the club of your choice. Again, it's 0900 10 225 or 7736 600 600 if you'd like to enter our man of the match competition. All right, we've heard from Bobby Williamson. Let's hear now from Craig Levine. He too is talking to Chick.
There has been an astonishing turnaround in fortunes, hasn't there, since the 5-1 game for both clubs. You were going that way, Craig, and Hibs seemed to go another way.
Well, Hibs have certainly picked up. I mean, I don't know how often a team wins 5 Premier League games in a row, but I mean, all credit to them. I mean, they've put a decent run together. I don't think we're doing that badly. I think that last week was disappointing, but what a great opportunity for us to get back on track this week.
Yeah, exactly that, because this is a very special occasion. I think it's good, is it not, that it's been taken away for so many years. It was under the shadow of the Old Firm game.
Well, not to our supporters or the Hibs supporters, I don't think. It would never be under the shadow of any other game. I think it's just as important to them as any other team's supporters, and it's a huge game for them, and it's a huge game for both sets of players.
Have you had to think long and hard about your selection, your team selection this week?
Well, I've made a couple of changes, but you know, one forced on us. Obviously through Mark De Vries being unfit, but no, I'm quite happy with what we're going with.
All the best today, Craig. Thank you.
Okay, cheers.
Let's just remind you, Celtic Aberdeen highlights later, together with yesterday's 3 remaining Premier League matches, but it's now all about that Edinburgh derby. Kick-off time fast approaching. It's a match, of course, which has provided us with some great moments over the years.
Night skies finish last. You're running out of gas.
McQueen turning and scoring! Gordon, number 7! Here's on his own and one goal! By Levendi! It's unbelievable!
Vintage goals and not one by Sandy Clark. Can you believe that? Sandy's there today, though. He's alongside Rob McLean.
Yeah, that must have been a struggle to keep one of Sandy's goals out of that little montage. But if the Hearts fans have been dining out for the last 3 months on the derby drubbing that they dished out to the team they love to hate in the first BBC Live match of the season, then Hibs supporters are hoping they'll remember the 3rd of November by firing off some fireworks of their own, having amazingly overhauled their Edinburgh rivals in the Premier League. And the big incentive for both is that if they win, they go 3rd. Only one change for Hibs. Why change a winning setup? Derek Townsley's injured. Gary Smith in for his first start in more than a month. That's in defence. Up front, 19-year-old Gary O'Connor is the form man. Sandy with 5 goals in his last 6 games.
Yeah, he's playing very well, there's no question about that, but for me, Hibs have got good results because they've stopped leaking goals, always playing 3 at the back, and it's worked very well for them. And the one that sticks out for me is Yannick Zabernardi. He's a very good reader of the game, and he's got a magnificent left foot, not afraid to come forward and have a shot. But when you look further forward, Gary O'Connor seems to get all the players at the moment, but Mixu Patalinen playing beside him, you can't underestimate his value to the team. He's big, he's strong, he's experienced, and Gary O'Connor's learning an awful lot with playing beside him.
The Hibs fans may have had nightmares about Mark De Vries in the last few months, but they can relax this time. The Dutch striker is injured. Gary Wales, who might have expected to play and did so last weekend, is on the bench it's the two Andys, Kirk and Webster, who are the replacements.
Yep, it's Hearts are probably in the worst spell of the season for them. They started exceptionally well, culminating in that 5-1 victory in the previous derby. But to me, they're playing three at the back again today. Presley, Stephen in there, he takes the leadership, he organises things, and he's a very big player for them. But further forward, stamping seven in the middle of the park, there's a lot of responsibility on those two today. They could be up against three Hibs players, and they'll have to work hard and try and dominate in there.
I know a lot of you are interested in who's on the bench for the two sides, so there you are. Goal threats for Hibs on the bench in the form of Tom McManus and Paco Luna. The experience of Matthias Jack is there as well. And for Hearts, with a Twaddle and Wales, and two of the younger players who've come through the youth system here. Neil Janicek, the 19-year-old, is on the bench. And Graham Weir, who scored his first senior goal this season in the 2-0 win against Dunfermline, the 18-year-old, he's on the bench as well. And of course, Craig Gordon, the deputy goalkeeper, is 19 as well. Well, changed days for these Hibs supporters who were miserable after the first 4 games of the season. They lost their first 4 in the Premier League, and there were all sorts of ridiculous calls at that stage for Bobby Williamson's head. How short-sighted sometimes football supporters can be. And of course, in sharp contrast to that opening burst of form from Hibs, they've won their last 5 straight wins in the Premier League. And from the early stages, when they were bottom of the league and looking like early season contenders for relegation, now they're up into 4th spot. And things suddenly look a whole lot brighter on Leith. Bertie Vogts was in the Highlands yesterday watching a cup final in the north, and back in the capital today to watch the second Edinburgh derby of the season. And quite a few players to cast his eyes over as well, who have already figured in his plans, and maybe 1 or 2 who might do in the near future. Referee for Hibs against Hearts at Easter Road is Willie Young, and he was shouting up to us earlier on, hope that sun's not going to bother you when you're making any of your judgments later on in the game.
That's typically Willie Young. I think he's a first-class referee. He's one of the few referees that you can actually speak to during games, and he makes mistakes like everyone else, but he's a real character, and I think a lot of them.
It was 5-1 Hearts on the second weekend of the season at Tynecastle. Can Hibs bite back? They're certainly the form team, because while they've won their last 5, Hearts haven't recorded a win in their last 4 league games, in contrast to the way they started the season. Gary O'Connor, Grant Brevner. That was pretty well defended by Alan Maybury, who is under pressure there from Craig James.
It's good play from Hibs. Gary O'Connor linking in the support run from Grant Brevner. That's a decent ball back post. Alan Maybury actually does very well to get in the road more than anything else of young Craig James.
Roddy McKenzie trying to fill not just the boots but the gloves of Antti Niemi after his departure to Southampton, where he's currently doing great things. Brevner very much involved right from the start for Hibs in that central midfield area. It's a poor pass, and that not a lot better from Stephen Presley.
That's a poor ball from Stephen Presley. Normally he's composed and picks his passes out properly, but that was just a help the park to nowhere. He could do much better than that.
No difficulty in naming Mixu's most memorable match in a Hibs jersey in his first spell with the club. A hat-trick, 6-2, 2 years back. If there's a sunglasses retailer listening, it's not too late to get a couple of pairs up to the commentary position, because it is sunshine over Leith today, isn't it?
Could be courtesy of Specsavers, could it not?
Matalainen's knocked down, and Scott Severn wasn't expecting to play a 1-2 with Willie Young there.
Decent touch from Willie.
Not like him. Stephen Simmons Long ball from Stephen Presley. It's beyond Valois, and well judged by Zambonardi. Well, it's fast and furious and frenetic, and probably quite a few other things beginning with F.
You expect that in this type of game, but I'm just looking at the Hearts formations all the way with Valois. He looks as if he's certainly got a freedom today to roam anywhere and play wherever he can find some space. The Hearts playing with almost one striker against the Hibs back three.
It's Yannick Zambonardi again, and Craig James, who's impressed in his spell so far in the first team. He's on loan for the season from Sunderland, just 19. Bobby Williamson very much impressed. Snap throw, and almost an opportunity for Valois, but it is the first corner kick of the match for Hearts. And he knows what to do with a dead ball. Andy Webster stationing himself right in front of Nick Colgan. In from Valois, and it's too long. What was that I was saying about a dead ball?
That's your fault, Rob. You'll get the blame for that one. But Valois, you're right. His set pieces are normally so good. He normally plays the ball in with more pace than that. There was certainly lots of height on it, but really it's a poor ball.
Greg Levine was appointed in the wake of that 6-2 defeat I was talking about for Hearts a couple of years back. That was in the October. He was appointed in the December. Full stamp for Hearts. He knows all about North-East derbies in England, but this is first taste of the capital connection. Neat ball from Severin, and that wasn't so neat from Gary Smith, and he's given away a free kick in what could be a very dangerous area.
I can't believe he's complaining about that one. He can't get to the ball. Simmons has got his body between the ball and the man. Gary Smith takes him right out of the game. He's an experienced player. It's a solid place to give away a set piece.
Sent off, of course, against Alec McLeish's Rangers just a matter of days ago in the CIS Cup. Six in the box for Jean-Louis Valois, and then comes full stop. Took a deflection. It was awkward, and it was well held by Nick Colgan. Colgan, who missed the first Edinburgh derby, missed picking the ball out of the net 5 times, as Tony Craig had to do. And that was a good start from the Hibs keeper. If you want time on the ball in the midfield, you're in the wrong place this quiet Sunday afternoon in Edinburgh.
I don't think so. This is a good free kick from Valois. You're expecting to deliver into the ball, puts a decoy run, Stamp picked up the ball, good shot, deflection, took the piece out of the ball. Nick Colgan managed to get it with 2 hands.
His first goal for Hearts was against Livingston in the 1-1 draw, and it wasn't at all bad. Nodded away by Jakobis. Richard Paidelainen taken out after the ball had gone. And Willie Young played advantage.
It's good refereeing from Willie Young. He knows it's a free kick. He's just let everybody know that he seen the free kick but played advantage and pointed out to McKenna not to do it again.
Chick, I take it it's quiet over there?
Yeah, very peaceful Sunday afternoon. You might imagine behind the dugouts, early thoughts of but he wants McMullen to get forward down this left side. As I'm on the opposite side of the pitch, and you're opposite the dugouts. He wants McMullen to get forward down the left side for Hearts. I think Bobby Williamson is encouraging the goalkeeper to get an early throw out. When that free kick broke down, he wanted the early throw out and get Hibs in the counter attack right away.
Well, there's Chick's voice if we needed any explanation in the technical area. He'll keep us up to date throughout the match with what is emerging from the mouths of Craig Levein and Bobby Williamson. Hopefully it's not totally accurate, but if he can summarise for us, that'll avoid taking us off air.
Check will keep the two managers right, there's no question about that. He'll keep them, tell them when to make the substitutions, etc.
There he is, Phil Stump. Flicked on by Stephen Simmons. No great threat at the back post from Hearts. And Alan Orman able to clear. Atalina, good play. Using all his experience there, he wasn't going to be panicked into a pass. James, Brevner had taken up a useful position. It was just too long for him. John Bernardi. And this, Hibs making it very clear that they mean business. Laid off by Kirk for Simmons and Mixu. You have to remember about Stephen Simmons, he's a 20-year-old still learning his trade.
He's very inexperienced so far. He's also been injured recently, Rob, so he's not maybe completely fully fit. He's only playing because Stephen Boyak's out injured.
Ian Murray's been in a fair bit of form recently. Scored in the last Edinburgh derby, although it didn't matter much. Got 4 goals in his last 7 games. And of course he made a Scotland debut here with a full side against Canada.
I'm sure Betty Volks will be having at least one eye, if not both, on him for most of the game.
And Bernardi won the header. Jarkovic didn't make a great job of getting it clear. Quick feet and a little burst of pace as well. He was electric as Jean-Louis Valois. And he looked very much as if he was being held there by his fellow Frenchman. Free kick.
It's certainly a free kick. It keeps the ball so close to him. Great touch to change direction there, and certainly a free kick from Zamban Martin.
Well, he could shoot or he could play this in. And somewhere in between, I think. As Jarkovic heads the ball clear. Phil Stamp lofts it forwards, and that's a good header from Paul Fennick. Gary O'Connor for Ian Murray, and well taken by Roddy McKenzie. Two of the Hibs youngsters combining.
It's a good break from Hibs. It's a long ball forward to O'Connor first and foremost. Ian Murray making a good supportive run, and the ball from O'Connor wasn't the best, but Roddy McKenzie nice and sharp, made sure he got there first.
Gary Smith made that his. Andy Webster hurried it, and it drifts out of play. And he just needed to take a touch and take a moment and have a little think there.
I think that's typical of the Derby game, isn't it? You say that the pace is frantic to start with. You've got to settle down a little bit. Mixu Paterina, he's a good example of that. He'll keep the ball and make a pass, whereas the younger players have played passes far too early.
Frantic, that was the other F word I was looking for. Scott Severin, Alan Maybury. Well, that would have been a nice touch if there had been somebody there. As it is, it's Craig James with a useful ball, which stretches Stephen Presley. And good pressing from Gary O'Connor. Scotland colleagues, but O'Connor gave Presley no peace.
It's nice to see that. O'Connor chasing a lost cause virtually, putting Presley under pressure.
McKenna, Simmons, Stamp. Stephen Simmons was fouled by James.
Stephen Simmons, he's in the meat in the sands was there, isn't he? He certainly took a clatter, not for the first time in the game. Welcome to the Edinburgh Derby, Stephen. Paul Stamp certainly doesn't mess about in the middle of the park either. He gets his foot in there, makes tackles and has a presence.
Yeah, he's not shy. 10 years at Middlesbrough. He's only in his mid-20s, but a lot of experience. Good touch from Patalainen, sets up Brebner. Murray running ahead of him. And still running. A new dimension has been brought out by Bobby Williamson and Ian Murray with that advanced midfield role that he plays now. Because I suppose his early days in the top team were in the back three or the back four.
He's a modern footballer, Rob. He's very versatile. He can play at the back, he can play central, and that's the way it should be. When you're young and learning, you should be able to play virtually any position in the park.
Scott Severin won the header. And that was Alan Maybury. The ball's getting a little bruising in these opening stages. Valois' pass is a good one for McMullen. That could work out. Phil Stamp, what a chance. And he put the shot straight at Nick Colgan.
That's a real chance. Good play from Hans Balwa. Magnificent ball down the line. McMullen cut back. Simmons laying it all. And Phil Stamp's going to be disappointed with that.
That's great work from Ian Murray. It's O'Connor, it's Brebner, it's blocked. And that was a mistake from Alan Maybury, which gave him the opportunity. But this match raging from one end to the other, as it tends to do.
It's been a good start to the game. That's a chance for Hibs. Very similar to the Hearts one. Murray stealing the ball off of Maybury. O'Connor decently off. Grant Brebner tried to get there, got his shot in, but good defending.
James finds Brebner. Patalainen against McKenna. Stephen Simmons got his head to it. Up and under from Prinsley. Fennick won it. I wasn't quite sure where it was. And that's a Hibs free kick. McKenna won the aerial tussle that time with Patalainen. Back it comes. O'Connor's flick. And Presley knew he was under pressure. Valois' pass finds his way through to Kirk. Will it be goal number one? No, it won't. But he was offside. It wouldn't have counted even if he'd beaten Nick Colgan. But that was tremendous goalkeeping.
It's a good save from Nick Colgan. Great ball from Balwa. Andy Kirk, I can't believe he managed to stray offside there. He's looking right across the park. He should have stayed on.
Andy Kirk, of course, scored the first goal of the first derby of the season. The first of 6 goals that incredible Sunday afternoon in August. Good ball winning from Hibs. And good advantage from the referee as well. Hasn't worked out though for Hibs, but Brebner makes sure he gets it back. I think he wants to keep those shorts for the game.
It's actually good refereeing from Wally Young there. Hearts were looking at the free kick and rightly so played on. Grant Brebner eventually winning it. It's a tussle of players there. You can see Simmons it is trying to get inside Grant Brebner's shorts.
Steady. Smith's free kick. Patalainen's header. O'Connor. Played away by Valois. And now back with McKenna. McKenzie. Check a gather of Bobby Williamson has had some comments aimed at Paul Fennick.
Well, I think the problem is the runs of Valois, and they've always identified him as the real danger, and it would take a super spy to spot that when Valois runs, and there was a bit of a mix up there between Fennick and Weiss as to who should be picking him up, and that run forward with Valois and Bobby quite clearly getting his message across in his own immortal way.
The position Valois is playing today is very difficult to pick up. He's dropping off the front into no man's land, and it's a hard one. Somebody's got to take responsibility.
Brevner's pass is a good one for Murray. That's a good challenge from Alan Maben. He did well, and well, that was a challenge and a half from Grant Brevner. And Scott Severin looks to be struggling meantime. Craig Levine is concerned. It's a little bit groggy.
There's a scalp at the head, as I say. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Here's Valois with a licence to roam. Well, he's got one man of the match prize already this season in the BBC Live matches, I gather, in the first Edinburgh Derby. Who will be the top player this time? Those are the numbers. And don't forget, you can text us or contribute via the website on what you reckon about this game. There is a small chance that you might not rate our reflections on it, so if you think you can do better, let us know by text or via the website. bbc.co.uk/sportscotland. A roar from the crowd, but it was not much more than handbags, I don't think, there. There's that blazing sun in the background. McKenna's throw. Scott Severin over the top of Gary Smith. Cleared by Colgan, but only as far as Stamp. Simmons quickly on to Valois, and the pass behind Phil Stamp. We've made a terrific run to the edge of the area, and there are opportunities here for Hearts to find a way through.
We've seen that from both midfields. Phil Stamp certainly getting forward, going beyond the strikers for Hearts, and Grant Bremner. I've been impressed with him today. He's doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah, Brevner and Murray both blasting off through that midfield and supporting the front two. And you'd be surprised if we go too much longer without a goal. Could be famous last words, couldn't it?
Both teams are certainly going for it. When you looked at the Hearts line-up, you were a bit concerned, as it was Craig looking for a draw today, tried to snuff out the Hibs in the middle of the park, but he's not. He's certainly playing almost with three up front. Kirk, Simmons on the right and Valois in that floating role.
Smith's free kick, and it's beyond Gary O'Connor. It's an intriguing tactical tussle. Check what's being said in the technical area.
Grant Bremner's just been across for a word with Bob Williamson, Jeremy McCabe and Jim Clark about the matching up the middle of the park, just what Sandy was talking about, and I think he's suggesting there's a little bit of mismatch in terms of numbers in there, and what should you do about it?
Valois. The pass aimed at McMullen, but Alan Orman did so well to win it. Now he's back for the return pass. And what a saving challenge that was from Stephen Presley.
It's a brilliant tackle. And I tell you, he had to get there. It's great play from Hibs. A Colin magnificent touch on Orman. He's all the way through. And Stephen Presley does it so often, timed it to perfection. He saved the day for Hearts.
In from Fennick. To line and won the header. And Presley got just enough to divert that back to Roddy McKenzie, with Gary O'Connor waiting to pounce. Such an important player, Stephen Presley, for Hearts, and he's proving it yet again And if he'd got that sliding challenge wrong there a few moments ago, it could have been a red card.
There's every chance that would have happened. There's been a few tackles like that. They've been timed well. But the last thing you want to see is a mistimed tackle. You don't want to see a yellow or red card, and more importantly, you don't want to see a bad injury because of it.
Smith again with the free kick. McKenna is there first. And now Alan Oman. He made that brilliant run out of defence. Set to turn defence into attack in quick time. Finnick got that away just in time. Now Andy Webster beginning to calm himself. Better pass, which at least gave Andy Kirk a chance of getting on the end of it.
It's a much better ball from Webster. He time on it, looked top, seen Kirk trying to run into space and played the right ball.
It's not quite songs of praise, but a Sunday afternoon sing-song at least. Smith with Finnick alongside. 2 over 30s in the back line for Hibs. Unlikely to be flustered in this sort of atmosphere. But not one of Finnick's better efforts.
Poor, I think, would be a good description.
Finnick, it's this, that's Patalainen. O'Connor, and again, good running from Brevner. But what a disappointment the cross was, and no one more disappointed than Grant Brevner.
It's a poor ball in, but early in the game, Patalainen and O'Connor are playing very well together. He's got tons of space and time here, and that's an easy one for the goalkeeper. The final ball's the only thing that's been missing so far in this game.
Bernardi's lost it. Valois, and it's too high.
It's good skill from Jean-Louis Valois, but when we see this again, Andy Kirk could be available for the pass. If you watch here, Andy Kirk may have been in. I think he would have took Finnick for pace, and probably the wrong option from Valois.
Free kick given against Scott Severin. Well, when you looked at the players that Craig Levine named for this Sunday, I think, or in fact before he named his team, I think we'd have gone for Kirk and Wales up front. Wouldn't you have assumed that with the Brees out?
Yeah, we'd have thought that. Those two, one of them always plays alongside the Brees, and you thought they might have played together, but Craig's not far away to do these tactics.
And Hibs of a corner. Paul McMullen felt there was nothing else he could do there other than knock the ball behind. Well, that sunshine could be interesting for Roddy McKenzie and Kevin McKenna and everyone in the Hearts defence. This with the corner kick. McKenzie did well. Flicked it away to safety. It was a Hibs thrown out to Hearts throw. 26 minutes gone on BBC Scotland, and it's smoking this Edinburgh derby. 0-0. But it's always engrossing when these two lock horns, and you've sampled a few of these yourself, Sandy.
I've played lots of the games, and Craig and Bobby were saying before the game, it's a massive game to both sets of supporters, and it is when you play in it. They're great games to play in. Very, very exciting. You're on a high if you win, and you're really low if you don't.
McKenna to Kirk. Good challenge from Gary Smith as Kirk tried to loft the ball in.
It's good play from Hearts. Gary Smith's looking for an offside here, but he actually could be right. The linesman stand side may have got it wrong, but Smith does his job first, defends, and then questions the assistant referee.
Left foot of Valois plays it in. Jarkovic at the near post, forces it clear. And that wasn't a bad effort at all, was it, from Jean-Louis Valois? Sometimes with him, it's that element of surprise about what he does.
His delivery's been very poor from the set pieces so far. There he's not a million miles away, but I'm sure that his delivery of the ball from set pieces has got to improve, and it will improve. It only takes one decent ball in, get it right, and it can end up the back of the net.
Celtic are 1-0 up against Aberdeen. John Hartson with his 7th goal of the season. And a rare start for him. Still 0-0 here at Easter Road. But don't blink, you're liable to miss something. And of course you'll see the highlights of that Celtic-Aberdeen game later on in the programme, as Celtic look to get back to within touching distance of Rangers. Presley's pass picks out Alan Maybury. Good challenge from Yannick Zambernardi, becoming a regular feature on the left side of the back three for Hibs. Stamps throw, and Gary Smith sends it back from whence it came. His last start for Hibs, end of September. Smith again. Played away by James. Atalainen. Give it away to Severin. We're at Tannadice next Sunday for Dundee United against Celtic, on air from 2:35 at Tannadice. Dundee United, of course, who won at Kilmarnock yesterday afternoon. But who will be their new manager? Smith being put under pressure by Kirk. Goal kick. Andy Kirk wasn't a big fan of that decision. Atalainen's flick. Andy Webster, a great pass for Andy Kirk. And a disappointing effort, really, from Kirk.
It's a pure finish from Andy Kirk. Zambernardi dreaming when the ball was played forward there, picked up the loose ball. Simmons was inside him, couldn't really make up his mind whether to have the shot or play the pass in. And that's neither.
There's a fair bit of grappling going on there between McKenna and Patalainen.
I think that's good refereeing from Wally Young. McKenna, Patalainen, both experienced guys, big guys, going for the ball, and they're both having a pull and a push at each other. So just let the game play on.
I know he asked you to say nice things about him before the match, but I didn't think you'd take him to heart.
He's buying that pint later.
Pretty fevered Bobby Williamson down here. He's having a go at his strikers. He wants Gary a corner to chase it. Grant Bremner behind him, supporting him to chase the balls that are played in over the top. I don't think they want to make it enough for Bobby from the Hibs forwards at the moment.
5 straight wins for Hibs, though, under Bobby Williamson's management. They've beaten Kilmarnock, Livingston, Dundee United, Partick Thistle and Aberdeen. It's been a terrific run, and it's transformed their season. And it's also kept those people quiet who wanted Bobby Williamson sacked. He's hardly been there. Back goes Presley. McKenzie fires it clear. Valois. And it's all fizzles out. I mean, bags of time there to consider what he was going to do, but that doesn't hurt Hibs at all.
I think he was trying to pick out Andy Kirk in the inside right channel. He looked top, he had lots of time. He had an option at Mullen down the left-hand side, but tried to find Kirk and really it's a wayward pass.
It's fiercely competitive, as you'd expect it to be, because you can keep your Old Firm match and every other derby match around the world. As far as the supporters in Edinburgh are concerned, this is the one that matters most for them. Zambernardi's pass spun off Murray, and Paul McMullen again hurried the pass when he'd much more time. What this game could badly do with is someone putting their foot in the ball.
He's actually given a free kick to Hibs for a pull. Wally Young will have to play. I don't know if I agree with him on that one.
Scott Semron, launching challenge from Jakovic. And that's a waste from Zambernardi. Too many passes going astray.
The last 10 minutes or so the pass has been very poor. Defenders are getting put under lots of pressure, forwards closing them down, but the use of the ball's got to be better. They're just playing hopeful high balls forward, really to nobody.
Long ball for Patalainen. Grant Brebner. Webster concedes the corner kick.
You see the strength of Hibs again going forward. Big Mixu got there first. Grant Brebner, a good support run again. The corner was looking for the next man, the next ball, third man run. Webster could have played that for a throw-in rather than a corner kick.
5 in the box for Jakovic. Stephen Presley was head and shoulders above everyone. Hibs trying to keep the pressure on, and that's useful. It's more than useful. Hibs have the leads. Mixu Patalainen, and it's a blunder by Ronnie McKenzie. 10 minutes from half time.
It's a variation from the corner kick. Last one near post. This one back post. Ian Murray gets across here. Good header. And I don't think you can blame the goalkeeper. Big Mixu's got there first. He's lost his marker. Gets in front of the keeper. And Ronnie McKenzie, no chance of saving that one.
Yeah.
Great header.
Yeah, my apologies to Ronnie McKenzie. From what I was, that looked as if he'd fumbled the ball into the back of the net. But there was no doubt there that it was Mixu Patalainen doing what he does best in the 6-yard box and putting the finishing touch to that corner kick. And his third goal of his second spell with Hibs has the home team in front in the Edinburgh derby.
It's amazing when you think about Mixu. He was unattached in the close season training with Hibs just to keep fit and ended up with a contract and now a derby goal.
McMullen, and again it's too pacey.
We see the corner kick really away at the back post, and it's a great header across. And Mixu, it's experience, it's intelligence, it's what all good strikers should do. Get across in front of your opponent and get to the ball first.
I don't think Bobby Williamson celebrated as much as that when he used to score goals, if you cast your mind far enough back.
I don't think he ever scored any goals.
A few people reckon he should have worn those glasses when he was playing as well. He enjoyed that from Mixu Patalainen. Celtic now 2-0 ahead against Aberdeen. That's John Hartson again. 2 for the Welsh international striker, and you'll see them later in the programme. This hit on the cross from Craig James. Valois. Andy Kirk's onside. Played on by Gary Smith. Nick Colgan plays sweeper.
That's good play from the goalkeeper. Can't imagine to stay on this time. Playing like a sweeper, as you say, cleared the danger.
And a little flare-up between Murray and Maybury after the Hibs man's challenge, which clearly Maybury didn't fancy. He reckons that Murray's boot was up, but he certainly got the ball from where I was looking.
The referee's absolutely right there. Alan Maybury, it's a good tackle from Murray. It's a challenge, he's going for the ball. It's not the first time in the game there's been challenges that are meaty, to say the least. So Alan Maybury's got absolutely nothing to complain about. He went in the same way and Murray had control of the ball. I think it's frustration of losing the goal more than anything else. Ian Murray's entitled to go for this one. He's got the ball, absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Murray well fired up. O'Connor, Brebner, and that's got too much pace on it for Alan Orman. The idea was good.
The goal certainly lifted the game. Just what the doctor ordered, as they say.
Focus on Alan Orman in the wake of that Rangers Cup tie the other week. Nearly 40 minutes played at Easter Road. Hibs 1, Hearts 0, and I wonder what Craig Levine has planned in response to that Mixu line and goal check.
He seems to want the game to be brought forward, Rob. He thinks his midfielders sitting a little bit deep. He's urging them forward, McMullen in particular, to get forward down the left side, supporting the front players, and that seems to be the message. Pull the game towards Hibs.
It's a confident Hibs team. And another great run from Alan Orman. He does that so well. And it's going to be a yellow card for Phil Stamp.
Justified. The Phil Stamp knows that. Alan Orman, great run from the back. Pace, power, control of the ball. Trying to get around the next opponent. And Phil Stamp taking him out of the game.
Kept it in, McKenna turned it out. Hibs way at the moment. They've got the goal and they're pressuring Hearts into making mistakes. Orman's cross, no great challenge on Mackenzie.
Hibs have certainly got the initiative now. They've got a big lift from the goal, and you can see the Hearts' heads going down. We've lost Simmons, And Valois in the middle of the park, and just off the middle of the park for Hearts. They've stopped keeping the ball up front.
Valois to Presley. McMullen got himself into a good position. Stump was there. Corner kick.
That's better from Hearts. McMullen getting down the left-hand side. It's a decent ball in. Stump commits himself going forward again. The ball deflected for the corner.
Off Gary Smith. Can Hearts hit back from Valois, but that's not really going to do much damage. There's another chance. Gary Smith heads it away. Jakovic is still lying down in the penalty area. And, well, he's up and about now. That's McKenna. And Kirk deflected. Good save, Nick Colgan.
Good shot. Stephen Simmons, I think it is, picks up the loose ball coming off the front. It's on target, it's going to sneak in. Nick Colgan getting there, got his hand to it.
Moved in low again by Valois. I'm not sure what he has in mind, but it's not coming off.
I can't believe his delivery is so poor. He normally hits the ball, strikes it so well, natural left foot. You can see him shaking his head there, he's disappointed. As I said, he'll get one right.
Inside the 45th minute. Gary Smith up for the header, and again, back with Severin. And Smith did well to shut him down. That was out of play before McMullen's cross came in.
Whenever young Paul McMullen gets down that left-hand side, he's certainly a danger.
Henrik Larsson has scored the third goal for Celtic, his 20th of the season. 2 for Hartson, 1 for Larsson, 3-0 Celtic.
That's a real surprise.
I think there was a hint of irony there from you.
Celtic are playing so well at the moment. Hartson and Larsson both magnificent at putting the ball in the back of the net.
We're into stoppage time. 1 minute to be added. Can Hearts make it count? Stephen Simmons slipped, and lots of sympathy from the Hibs fans. Not.
It's the wrong place to slip, isn't it? Right in front of the Hibs fans. And there was a chance for Hearts, maybe they had gone beyond them. Simmons could have played them in.
Last chance of the first half. And Brebner hooks it clear. Paul Phoenix header, heading out. And the first half almost up. That's Phil Stamp. Andy Kirk's after it. Gary Smith stayed calm, stayed composed. Half-time at Easter Road. Bobby Williamson's happy because Hibs are ahead. Mixu Patalainen has been a problem for Hearts before in this fixture, and he does so again. Ian Murray with the header which set up Patalainen's goal, the only goal of this first half. Jarko Viss with the long corner kick. Murray was up well, and no one was sharper in the 6-yard box than Mixu Patalainen. I'm amazed he can do that sort of gymnastics at his age. But he's still sharp at the age of 35, and he shouldn't be doing that at his age either, Bobby Williamson, but justified in being excited because Hibs are ahead. Let's hear from Jerry McCabe.
Jerry, I'm presuming you'll be happy with that first half performance?
I don't think there was much in it, Chick. You know, the two sides weren't giving much away, but we got the wee break, you know, from the corner. I don't know if Mixu knew much about it, but it's in the net, so hopefully we can stay in front.
It was a game that needed a goal, certainly from your point of view. You wanted a Hibs goal, but from a neutral point of view, it did need a goal.
That's it, you know, there's not been many near things, you know, but obviously delighted to getting the goal in front. Hopefully we can keep a clean sheet the second half.
And what's the message going to be to the players in there?
Well, obviously give nothing away at the back, you know, clean sheet, and we'll win the game, but hopefully if we can go and press again, get another goal, I'll be happy with that.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks, Jack.
So 1-0 Hibs in the Edinburgh Derby, 3-0 Celtic in the afternoon's other Premier League match. I'll report on that a little bit later, and indeed highlights towards the end of the programme. But let's get Alec and Gordon's reaction to the first half at Easter Road. It's a derby, Alec, isn't it?
Yeah, called it wrong with the McKenna up front. But Craig's played a match-up job. You know, he's playing the three at the back, exactly the same system as Hibs, although Valois got the floating role. And I don't think they've caused Hibs too many problems, and it's certainly been on counter-attack, or maybe if Hibs have made a mistake. I feel that Hibs have done all the pressing, and Bredman's been very lively, and Patalini deserves great credit for his goal and his movement alone.
Yeah. 1-0, fair reflection in the first 45, Gordon?
I don't think there's much in it. I think Hibs just slightly better. I think that Hearts were taken a bit of a surprise by the aggression that Hibs showed in the early part of the game. They really were getting stuck in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
shouldn't be, I suppose.
No, it shouldn't be. It's a derby game.
5-1 last time.
A lot of strong tackles going in. They have matched up, as Alex said, and it's meant that we've not seen a lot of great football. I think Hearts are getting in behind Hibs a little bit easier though with the through balls and all that. They've been in a couple of times. Andy cut Sims is a shot, but somebody was just saying in one of the texts was just saying that Stephen Presley has done a very good job, and then that's kept Hibs quiet from their attacks. But I think probably 1-0's a fair reflection this week.
Okay, well, we'll look back over the highlights of the first 45 minutes in a few moments, but let's take you back to two of yesterday's Bank of Scotland Premier League matches. Highlights of Partick Thistle Motherwell in a moment, but let's start at Rugby Park. Two sides both looking for their first league win since mid-September. Kilmarnock against Dundee United. Here's Dougie Vipond.
It's 5 years since Dundee United had won at Rugby Park, but Paul Sturrock wasn't interested in record-breaking. He just needed a win to help him secure a full-time position. With bonfire night just around the corner, the fireworks took a while to light in the dreich conditions, but Paul Di Giacomo was first to light the blue touch paper. From the resultant goal kick, United took the advantage straight down Route 1. Chris Innes looked odds-on for the clearance, but Stevie Thompson showed determination to score his 9th goal of the season. That was one of only 2 shots on target from United in the first 45. The rest was all Kelly. Stevie Murray showing some good control, but the finish, sadly, was inches wide. The equaliser was well on the cards, and it was Stevie Fulton who levelled up the scoreline. Paul Di Giacomo's layoff could have gone anywhere, but Fulton was there to slot his 2nd goal in successive weeks. After the break, Killie made all the early running with Dundee United camped in their own half. Alan Mahood just unable to keep this one down. Chris Boyd would have been a disappointed man last night. His free kick just after the hour looked goal-bound, but just the thickness of the upright kept the match balance even. Great power from Boyd. Centimetres to the left would have made all the difference though. In the last 20 minutes though, Dundee United discovered a spirit that had been missing for much of the match and pushed for the winner through Stevie Thompson. His cross cut out by Gordon Marshall. Into injury time, and with everyone expecting a draw, Killie's under-18 captain Sean Dillon made his first and only mistake of the game, and Jim McIntyre slotted home the winner. 3 points then, United move off the bottom of the table, and a lifeline for Paul Hegarty.
It's been a fantastic day, especially after scoring early on. Kilmarnock came back into the game and obviously caused us lots of problems being a home team. Weathered the storm, and in the second half, especially the final 20 minutes, we did really well and we got just rewards in the end.
I thought the whole team, you know, worked their socks off and competed well and battled for everything. And you know, we don't like getting beat, and it's hard to take, but the performance, you you know, is the plus for us, because you know, we deserve to win the game.
James McFadden was back for well after a 2-match suspension, and he had a few words of encouragement for under-fire keeper Stevie Woods, and they seemed to have some effect, as after 18 minutes Woods showed agility and a safe pair of hands from Martin Hardy's header. The home side did get the breakthrough though, and it was Hardy again, bulleting his first goal of the season from 6 yards. Alec Burns picked out Hardy with the corner, and Woods could do nothing about this one. Motherwell found themselves 2 goals behind after 52 minutes due to some decisive passing from Britton and McLean, followed by a fine finish by Alec Burns. The Motherwell defence at 6s and 7s, Burns happy to take advantage. The visitors did have the chance to pull one back 6 minutes later when James McFadden's cross was met by Dirk Lehmann, but the header flew wide. Kenny Arthur a bit late to react. He'll be happy to see this one didn't hit the target. Any thoughts of a revival were scuppered for well when they had their captain Scott Leach sent off for a second bookable offence. We think it was for a shirt pull, but what do you think? Answers on a postcard. Leach clearly unsure why he had to walk as well, but walk he did. After that, there was only one team marked down as victors, and Alan Archibald almost got a third for Thistle. But 2-0 it finished, and their first home win of the season.
It was a sweet one for us, to be honest with you, because I say the supporters, we've had a lot of draws this season, and the supporters have waited a long time to get a victory at home. We haven't won at home in the league, so it's nice to get our first one at home.
At the start of the season, it was good because we had a belief and we had a real tenacity about our game. We worked very hard. We still got to keep the work rate going, but you know, the belief is is gone now. The confidence of the players has gone as well. But we have to get that back. We get that back through hard work, sheer hard work, and we will do it. Don't worry.
7 matches without a win now, Motherwell, since beating Celtic back in early September. They slumped to the foot of the table. That's where you began your management career, Alec, but Big Terry's got a few problems, I think, hasn't he?
Yeah, difficult. They're on a wee run of defeats at the moment, and the young players will certainly be losing confidence with that. But they had a fantastic result against Celtic, and I don't think they've really reached or scaled the heights since.
Yeah, they don't look to me to be significantly poorer than anyone else in at that end of the table, Gordon. Perhaps nothing really to press the panic button about, not yet anyway.
Not at all. I mean, it's very tight down there. Plenty of time to get out of it, but as Terry says, it's probably about confidence more than anything else. I mean, they should have had that from the Celtic performance and the result they got that night, and everyone was expecting Motherwell to go on, and they got a lot of publicity for it, a lot of praise for it, but the run's been poor, and they certainly need to turn things around and certainly getting results again. 2 bad results in a row there, the home defeat, heavy defeat to Livingston, who are a rival, and then losing to another rival yesterday. Yeah,
it was a bad one. Dundee United picking up 3 very important points with that late goal. We're told that they are claiming that no approach has ever been made to Steve Patterson of Inverness Caledonian Thistle, and Chairman Eddie Thompson will apparently sit down to discuss Paul Hegarty's future tomorrow, which perhaps is maybe a bit more optimistic for Paul and Maurice Malpass, Alec, from the sound of it.
Yeah, Paul's been around a long time. He's a good experience in managerial terms, coaching at Aberdeen, and I think he was caretaker for a few months there as well. It's difficult to see why he doesn't get a chance, but it's not for me to name the manager.
No, all will become clearer tomorrow, perhaps. Right, half-time at Celtic Park, of course, and it looks very much like another win for Celtic. Half-time report from Paul Mitchell.
And it's been Celtic's afternoon so far here at Celtic Park. Despite a good start by Aberdeen, got a good chance after 4 minutes. Derek Young with a chance, well saved by Robert Douglas. Aberdeen then had a good spell of play, but then it went wrong for them as Celtic moved into overdrive. The first goal after 25 minutes, a brilliant header by John Hartson, giving Priest no chance. The second goal from Hartson, set up by Guppy and Larsson, a wonderful finish. And then the third goal coming 3 minutes before the break, a free kick from Henrik Larsson. It's going to be 3 points to Celtic. It's just a question of how many will they score. Celtic 3, Aberdeen 0.
Thanks, Paul. Highlights of that one, of course, at the end of the afternoon. We'll also bring you highlights of yesterday's Livingston-Dunfermline match as well. But let's look back over the first 45 minutes at Easter Road. Our big match this afternoon, the Edinburgh Derby, which Hibs are leading by a 1-0. But Hearts had a couple of chances early on, Gordon, both through full stamp.
Yeah, it's not one-way traffic at all. I think that Hearts have been in the game, there's no question of it. They're trying to get forward, they're trying to use Valois as much as possible. He just laid this in the path of Stamp, and this could have gone anywhere really, and I think the actual deflection took the pace out of it, and that helped Colgan make the save.
I think he probably did have the better chances, Gordon, to be honest. But
yeah, that's the best chance.
Yeah, he should have done better.
Should have done better
Stamp
there,
should have
really,
done better.
And he knows it.
Just laid back in his path. I mean, he can pick his spot and go for a corner there if he's going to side foot it. That's a real poor effort.
Easy one for the keeper in the end. This was offside in the end, but you've got to give Nick Colgan credit, Alec, I think, haven't you?
Yeah, he made a decision. You know, he came very early and he's closed it down at pace, and it paid off for him, although Kirk was offside. Good decision by Nick. At the time I questioned it, the defender coming over, but he's done well.
Great tackle, this coming up, just perfect timing. It's one of those ones, if you don't get it right, you know, you're either left and skinned or else you make a bad foul.
Yeah.
But it was just perfect.
But he's had a terrific first half, Alec, hasn't he?
Elvis has played very well. I think the Webster and McKenna have by and large picked up Mixu. There we see the goal. It's great moving by Pat Alina, because he's at the near post when the corner's delivered, and he turns and he supports the second ball. And he leaves his marker. You see him there. He's got the wee touch, the wee nick in front of the goalkeeper.
Good header back by Ian Murray as well, though, to be fair, wasn't it?
Ian Murray does well. I think that you know, even Jerry McCabe didn't realise how much of a part that Pat Alina has played in putting that in the net. I think he said he didn't know much about it, but as Alex said, I thought it was a great run. He's run across the defender. He's got away from his man. Look, Roddy McKenzie thinks he's onto it. And he just beats them to it and flicks it in the net.
Defenders switching off, you know, the ball goes over their heads and they think that that's their job done. But Mixu has thought differently. A great striker's goal.
And this was towards the end of the half. A good Simmons shot, and again, Colgan looking quite lively.
It was a good shot, first time shot from Steve Simmons. I saw a couple of text messages there saying, you know, Hibs well on top and all that. It's not been like that at all.
No.
I think this maybe just a reflection in terms of the control they've had of the game.
Yeah. Possession 55-45 in favour of Hibs.
Right.
To be fair.
More possession.
Yeah. They've had more of the ball, haven't they? But there they are. Hearts 6 shots in goal. Hibs just 1, and that was the goal.
Hibs are committed to going forward, as you would. I think you've got to take that as a guarantee in your home ground. And Hearts have relied very much on
Look at shots on goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I know Stephen Presley's defended well, and it's restricted Hibs getting any shots in, but Hearts have had more shots on goal, 6 shots on goal.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can't by any means say that they're out of the game.
Yeah. A lot of football still to be played. We've heard the Hibs viewpoint in the first 45 minutes. Let's hear from Peter Houston now. He too is with Chick.
Peter, you went down, but I have to say Hearts haven't played all that badly for me in the first half.
No, we were very disappointed. I don't think Hibs have caused us any problems in the game whatsoever. I thought we were taking the game to them. But unfortunately we find ourselves a goal down, so we'll need to work hard to try and get it back. It was a set piece and we're disappointed.
What have you said to the players at half time?
To keep playing. We had most of the chances, I think, in the first half, and Colgan's had a good save from Simmons. Stamps had a chance, so we'll just have to keep playing. Hopefully we'll get a wee break.
Any changes?
No changes yet, no.
Yeah, the boys lined up in the background. Let's get out there.
Cheers.
Yeah, ready to get underway with the second half. Don't forget to get in touch if you'd like to vote for man of the match. 1 or 2 contenders in this Edinburgh Derby. There's one of them, the scorer of the only goal so far, Mixu Patalainen. Hibs 1-0 up. Let's go back and enjoy the second 45 with Sandy and Rob.
Well, the form book can be ripped up, according to the old cliche, in derby matches, but this is going according to the form book, because Hibs heading for a 6th straight win and the Hearts heading for 5 league games without a win.
That's right. You know, you never know what's going to happen in a derby match, and there's 45 minutes to go, but Hibs, I think you can sense that they're the more confident team. They're the team that are on a high. They've got lots of belief, and Hearts are now chasing the game, and that just might suit Hibs to hit them on the break.
Part 1 is over with Hibs 1 goal ahead. Part 2 now underway, as Hibs will look for a second goal to make themselves feel a little bit more comfortable about the scoreline. And of course Hearts determined to hit back, and what would they give to hit back quickly at the start of the second period? Simmons lost his footing when the ball was in the air.
Not for the first time.
No. No way through for Paul McMullen. I wonder how much longer, Sandy, it will be before we see Gary Wales.
I would like to see a second striker from Hearts' point of view. Kirk's up there virtually on his own. I know he gets support from Valois and Simmons, but you're a goal down, you need to get back in the match, you need to score a goal, and to do that it helps if you've got two strikers playing as strikers.
Phil Stamps spins away from Ian Murray. Good pace from Alan Maybury, and he has himself a free kick.
Good play from Alan Maybury, manages to get round James, he catches him late, just takes a bit of the pace off Maybury, otherwise he'd have got there first, and good referee to bring it back for a free kick.
And I hate to say fair play to Willie Young again, but fair play to Willie Young for letting that run. Hibs scored from a set piece. Hearts walked from that. And Jean-Louis Valois is really a big disappointment so far, isn't he?
He's been really disappointing, his set pieces have been poor. I thought he might have changed his boots at half time, but obviously he hasn't.
Should maybe swap them with Stephen Simmons.
I think he's got them with the wrong feet today.
Yeah, they must have a feed of the commentary over there because Gary Wales is getting himself ready.
Gary Wales is a good player, good pace, good movement.
And you've worked with him, haven't you?
Yep.
And he survived that okay.
Found him in a public playing park under 18. Playing football.
Thank goodness for that. Thought we were in trouble there for a moment. Good one again from Alan Orman. And thought he had himself a free kick. Willie Young thought otherwise. Atalainen's pass to Murray. And back for James. Acts of aggression from Hibs, which was a big part of their story in the first half, and there have been 2 or 3 terrific runs from Alan Orman.
He certainly played very well. Squad 7 involved in lots of tussles in the middle of the park. He's very, very competitive.
Good work again from Patalainen, and not far away from Gary O'Connor. There's life in the old doggett.
There certainly is. You just feel there's more threat when Hibs go forward. It looks as if they're more, you feel as if they're more capable of getting a goal, or a second goal.
Maybury's under pressure. What Hearts don't have, of course, is a partnership up front, or a proven partnership, if you like.
Yeah, that's right. De Vries, we said before the game that they would miss him, and they certainly have today. But Wales and Kirk, I don't think fancies the two of them together, probably too similar.
Another free kick for Hearts. And another chance for Jean-Louis Valois to find a better delivery. Webster and McKenna, both forwards. And it's just not going his way.
No, it's disappointing. They certainly tried a variation there. Presley coming up, taking a quick free kick. Valois working himself into a fair bit of space, not under pressure again, and a really, really poor ball in.
Sacre bleu. Or words to that effect. $15,560 inside Easter Road for the second Edinburgh derby of the season. And the other important statistic at the moment, Hibs 1, Hearts 0. Mixu Patalainen 10 minutes from half-time. Good running from Gary O'Connor. And that was played in with a lot of pace.
It's good play from O'Connor. He chases everything down that side, and you've just seen the running Grant Redner there. He's desperate to get this second goal for Hibs. A good run from midfield support the front players.
Gary O'Connor. Can he make it two? No, he can't. And there's a lot of support getting up alongside him as well. It was a real opportunity.
It's a great chance for O'Connor. And we see the rerun. Stephen Presley's dropped off and played on one side.
Simmons against Bernardi, good defending. He's put his foot on the ball and finds Orman with a pass. One back by Valois.
You see the corner chance here, Stephen Presler playing him onside. Didn't want to go and hit it with his left foot, that's a disappointing aspect. Took far too long, trying to chip the goalkeeper. Big Roddy, 5 yards off his line. 6 foot plus, you're not going to chip it from there.
I wonder whether he had too much time there, Sandy.
Sometimes you want your mind made up for you.
Stephen Simmons with a chance. What a tackle from Yannick Bernardi on a rescue mission there for Hibs. Just as Simmons pulled the trigger.
It's a brilliant tackle. They had to get there and they got there.
Scott Severin looking for Phil Stamp. Ricocheted back towards the Hearts midfielder before Gary Smith cleared. Now Gary O'Connor with another opportunity. Still O'Connor trying to force his way through. Stopped by the combination of Webster and Presley.
You can see O'Connor going at pace here, surrounded by maroon jerseys, fights away, trying to win the tussle. I think you'll find the free kicks for Hibs for just exactly that. Webster holding the ball between his knees.
So it's an indirect free kick. Not much more than 12 yards out. And this is the chance early in the second half that Hibs were waiting for. Bobby Williamson would love to see a second goal go in.
Every Hearts player back inside the box, almost inside the 6-yard box. It's played by a touch and a half.
O'Connor one possibility, Bernardi another. Grant Brebner over the ball. It's O'Connor and it's blocked. Back in from Fenwick, and there's a free header for Orman, and deflected into the side net. Or so it seemed.
He's a free kick in the corner. For me, it's the wrong option. Bernardi could play it across 3 or 4 yards. Bernardi left foot. Resultant play. Alan Orman trying to knock it back in there. Willie Young changed his mind there, gave the goal kick, changed it and awarded the corner, rightly so.
This with the corner kick. McKenzie punched it clear. Kirk has given it away. And Bernardi tried the snapshot. He had more time than that. And that could have been a dreadful error by Andy Kirk.
Bernardi there. I thought they should have played the free kick to him. But we've seen that shot there. Maybe O'Connor was right to hit it.
4-0 at Celtic Park, a hat-trick for John Hartson. That takes the season's tally to 9. 1 for Henrik Larsson, that took his total to 20. And Celtic cruising at 4-0 against Aberdeen. And there's plenty of time for the damage to get much worse. And you'll see all the goal action from Celtic Park after this match. Presley, Valois, Severin, and again Simmons slips. Man of the match on 0900 10 225. Orman to Patalainen. Well wide.
You can see what he was trying to do there. He had the space inside right channel. Alan Orman does exceptionally well here, fighting for the ball. Plays it back to Mixu. You can see he's trying to curl it far post. A couple of yards off target.
Chick, any sign of a sub?
Yeah, well, I think the pictures we saw of Gary Wells pulling his socks up was just against the oncoming winter, to be honest with you, to warm himself up. There's been a lot of debate with Craig Levine and Peter Houston. It could well be Wells a while. Also think Kevin Twaddle's on the thoughts. He could be coming on.
Hearts certainly seen they need more penetration up front, and I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin McKenna plays some part of this game as a striker.
Craig James with the throw, and Mixu put the line in. He's doing a bit of wrestling with Phil Stamp.
Big Mixu's got a great presence. He's not going to get knocked about, is he? But just pushing away there, just a little too much.
Mixu can mix it. Corner against Webster. There's almost a Murrayfield challenge there by O'Connor. And talking about mixing it, Stephen Simmons overheating. He clashed with Ian Murray there.
It was. It's silly to get involved. Okay, you're trying to get a yard of space, you're trying to find some room. Really, they're pulling at each other, which is so unnecessary.
You wouldn't have done it in your playing days, of course.
Would have been as nice as that.
Fenwick's pass to Brebner. That's for Orman. And pretty well dealt with by Paul McMillan. You have to remind yourself, just 18. Big learning experience this for him. And it's McMillan again. Good ball winning. And the same could be said of that from Jarkovic.
It's a good tackle on Vice, but young Paul McMillan's a very good player. I think you've got to remember he's not a defender. He's actually a left winger, having to fill in there because of the injury to Stephen Mahy. He's a good player, he's one that will do well for Hearts in the future.
And there's a good tackle winning ratio as well. Alawaz header, hooked on by Stamp. Andy Kirk chasing. And well played Nick Colgan, not for the first time in the match. He's outside his penalty box with some crucial defending. Bernardi, and again doing good work. Ian Murray off and running almost, caught by Scott Severin, and it's another booking.
I think he's a little bit unlucky. I think he's got a touch of the ball when you see this, but Scott Severin had a few free kicks against him in the game. He's got the ball and he catches Murray as well, so unfortunate, but I don't think the yellow card's for that tackle. It's for the few tackles that went earlier.
So bookings for Simmons and for Severin in the last few minutes. Zambernardi's free kick, McKenna there, and that's Severin, miscue, and fortunate that Stephen Presley was alert behind him. Fenwick's cross, McKenna won it, finds Stamp. Check, I think Hearts now are about to make a change, are they not?
Yeah, I think it's Andy Kirk's going to be coming off, and at long last I think we're going to see introduction of, well, it's not going to be Gary Will, I think it's going to be Graham Weir coming on. We'll just confirm that with you in a moment.
Useful from Patalainen, linking well with Gary O'Connor. Chance for a shot from O'Connor, didn't really catch it, that wasn't full power, and Roddy McKenzie solidly behind it.
It's good play from O'Connor though. 1v1 here, takes his time, works a yard of space, left foot, gets a shot on target, makes the goalkeeper work. Good play.
Zambernardi left it, and great tackle by Gary Smith. Grant Brebner. Alan Orman has to motor. Calm defending from Webster. That's a waste from Paul McMillan, not what he intended.
That's happening too often for Hearts. It's high hopeful balls forward now instead of passing the ball through the middle.
Missed by McKenna and Presley. Thankfully for them, there was enough pace on the ball to take it through.
I think Big Mixu had something to do with the two of them missing that one. As in bulldozer.
Valois to Stamp. With a struggle to get past Ian Murray. And Jakovis. And it's also a Hibs throw.
Hibs are working harder than Hearts at the moment. They're winning more 50-50s. They're actually defending very, very well too. Colby's played well, the back three have all defended exceptionally well.
And there's a lot of grit, isn't there, Sandy, about that midfield three of Brebner and Viss and Murray.
They're not prepared to take second best. You've seen Ian Murray chasing back. They're actually better committed a foul until Stamp, but the ball was away by that time and they got away with it.
Stamp won that tussle. Severn won that one. But they're not creating chances.
That'll be a straight swap. A little bit disappointed in that, to be honest with you. I think it's a lone furrow up there today for him. It's difficult to play well if you're playing on your own. I think if we put Weir up beside him and maybe taking Simmons off, it might have been more productive.
Patalainen, the target man. Looking for Gary O'Connor. The idea was good. He's had a good game for me, Alan Orman. And you put a lot more money on Hibs getting a second goal here than you would on Hearts sitting back, the way things are at the moment. Craig Levein will hope the substitution can change things around. Graham Weir on a double cut at this rate. He's been waiting for several minutes to get on. Stamp's throw. Simmons was there, but he couldn't direct the header. And this bumped it up to Gary O'Connor. That's useful. Craig James, back to O'Connor. Well done, Andy Webster, tidying things up.
It's a good recovery from Webster.
Zambernardi's pass, in from James, Patalainen, so close to goal number 2.
Good play from Hibs. Zambernardi playing James down the left-hand side, and the ball could be cut back there. Big Mixu wise enough to hold back. Got a decent shot just over the crossbar. This is the earlier one, O'Connor coming through. I wish Gary O'Connor would practice his left foot. For me, he should go inside left and have a go. If you miss, so what? But try and find out if your left foot's as strong as it maybe should be.
Yeah, he's had quite a lot of opportunities, hasn't he, in the second half, down that left-hand side. Every time, Hearts know what he's going to do.
Yep, he's got to have a go.
Good exchange between Valois and Severin. And a good challenge from Paul Fennick to win it for Hibs. Orman's on the move again. McKenna in the way. And Presley's under pressure from Murray. Again, it's Orman who wanted that more than McMullen. Hibs showing so much hunger here. And a fair bit of confusion check on the bench as to what's happening.
Yeah, I think the fourth official is confused as the rest of us. I think Graham Weir-Watt's coming on for Hearts, and they've changed their mind now. They're going to put Kevin Twaddle on. Graham Weir, who was, as you said, standing shivering there, Rob, has got his kit on again. They've changed their mind. Kevin Twaddle's going to be the player who's coming on. I presume it's still Andy Kirk that's coming off, but stay tuned to this channel, we'll let you know.
Don't you assume anything. 20 minutes played in the second half, and still it's Mixu Patalainen's close-range first-half effort which separates these two sides.
I think in the quarter comes on, you can maybe see a change of formation from Hearts. You could go to a back four.
Zambonardi to Orman, held off the challenge of McMullen. Useful for Gary O'Connor, well defended by Andy Webster. And nothing much is going right for the man of the match in the first Edinburgh derby of the season.
I think it's fair to say don't vote for him this game. But he is a good footballer, just it's not happening today. He's maybe it's the position he's playing, Rob. He's got a free role, but he certainly hasn't gotten the ball off enough.
Let's get a substitution update from Chick.
Okay, the manager's indecision is final. Twaddle's coming on, and Kevin McKenna is now the player who's coming off. So Andy Kitt's been spared. So just to keep up, I'll be asking questions later, but it's Twaddle for McKenna.
Is this available on the website if you want to check up on the detail
great
later?
video of this. 100 great substitutions.
Well, we're about to get one anyway with Kevin Twaddle ready to go. Brevner, Orman, he's having a great spell.
He's playing exceptionally well. He's playing wing back, McMullen's playing wing back, and you find that the game's getting played in the Hearts half. Orman's taking McMullen back the way all the time.
Severin to Simmons, and it's just not happening for Hearts. Great challenge from Jarkovic, and McMullen's cross blocked by Gary Smith, gets a second chance, and again experience wins over youth, and Patalainen finds O'Connor. There's a nutmeg for the collection for Valois. Zambonardi in the way of Stamp's pass, and a neat foot from O'Connor releases Patalainen. Still has it, Mixu Patalainen, despite the challenge of Severin. Orman, got clear of Simmons. And just signs of frustration creeping in for Hearts at the moment.
Yep, they can't get to them.
Well, that substitution, that marathon substitution, which hasn't yet happened. Check.
Well, what happens is that someone from the bench takes a piece of paper to the fourth official to announce the substitution. Well, the fourth official has got confetti around him because he's changed his mind again, and now Stephen Simmons is the player who'll come off, I think, and Kevin Twaddle going on. Although, would you believe it, I think they might be changing their mind again.
Well, there's two subs as far as I can see. Twaddle and Weir, I think both now going to come on at the same time.
Rob, he can't take McKenna off. McKenna, unless he's got an injury, McKenna's got to stay in the park.
Next Sunday we're at Tannadice. It's Dundee United against Celtic from 2:35, and of course all the other Premier League football from next weekend in that programme as well. And we're at Ewood Park a week on Thursday for the second leg of Blackburn against Celtic in the UEFA Cup, with Celtic one up from the first leg.
Jean-Louis Valois there, into space again, into a yard or two of room. It's a poor shot again off target. Nick Cole got nothing to do.
So two subs coming up from Hearts, one from Hibs as well. That was McKenna. Kirk and Simmons, the two to come off, we understand, from Hearts, although we won't be putting that in writing at this stage.
Chick's giving them too much advice in that technical area.
And Patalainen's come off for Hibs, we hear, with Paco Luna coming on. Good run from McMullen. And that's a dangerous ball in, and good handling from Nick Colgan under pressure. He's had a good game.
He's played well, safe hands, nice and confident.
He missed the first Edinburgh derby of the season. He watched in agony from the bench at Colgan. His 5 goals flew past Tony Craig. But in for this one, he's really done a good job.
They're very confident, the Hibs team. They've stopped leaking goals. You can see why. They're well organised at the back. They work very hard for each other. And they've got a good, confident, sound goalkeeper behind them.
Good run from Paul McMullen, and he watched that all the way, did Colgan. Great concentration and good hands. Andy Kirk off for Hearts, and Graham Weir is on, the 18-year-old who scored against Dunfermline earlier on the season, and Stephen Simmons goes off, and he's replaced by Kevin Twaddle. Not to be outdone, Hibs are going to make a double switch as well. Paco Luna for the goal hero, Mixu Patalainen. Another terrific shift from him. There's a theory that Bobby Williamson only plays him because he's older than him, but I think there are other qualities about the Big Finn which mark him down as a nightmare to play against.
He's a good player, great experience. He's got his goal today. And Paco Luna, who's come on, he's a decent player as well. He's not the biggest, but he's got a very, very good natural leap. Excellent in the air.
Chick promised me a double switch, but not yet. Hibs thinking about another change. This with the free kick, and that's played in far too close to Roddy McKenzie. Luna didn't stand a chance. Weir's first touch. A breakdown in communication with Kevin McKenna, who almost inevitably is now pushing downfield. And that might allow gaps at the back, which Hibs will feel they can exploit. Ian Murray on his right foot, not his best cross.
Hearts have actually went to a back four now, just as we thought they might do. McKenna's playing up front beside Weir. Balwa, I'm sure, will play wide left now, and Twaddle wide right.
Aberdeen have been taken to pieces at Celtic Park. Wowo Baldi has scored goal number 5. 3 for Hartson, 1 for Larsson, 1 for Baldi, 5 for Celtic, and Zilch for Aberdeen. And the gulf is again being displayed this afternoon, the gulf between the Old Firm and the rest in the Premier League. 5-0 Celtic, and still a bit to go as well. And that 4-point gap at the top is about to become 1 point. Rangers have the edge, but a long way to go in the title race. Paco Luna knocks it down for Alan Oman. Fresh legs up front for Hibs. And Craig James, another solid performer for Hibs. And just his 5th start for the Edinburgh club, on loan from the Stadium of Light. That's good work from Twaddle. Well, it looked like good work to me, but Willie Young didn't fancy it.
I think you're afraid this is a free kick. Zam Bernardi getting a funny Twaddle.
Come on, it's a man's game.
Yeah, you're not allowed to pull back.
That's Craig James again, really clumping down on Hearts whenever they threaten down that right-hand side. And a 3rd substitution coming up from Hearts in the next minute or two. San Bernardi. He adds a fair bit of composure at the back for Hibs. He has had his hairy moments in this match, but he doesn't let it get to him. O'Connor losing out to Presley. Now Twaddle. Heading the wrong way. Scott Semra. Jean-Louis Valois. Slipped as he tried to turn inside. And now Hibs back on the ball with Bretner. And he hasn't given it away too often. Craig James, and it's away from the corner. Maybury to McKenna, good touch. Scored 9 goals last season for Hearts, I should say. Severin for Maybury. And it's a poor delivery. It didn't give Kevin McKenna a chance. Too many unforced errors from Hearts.
Yeah, no pressure on Maybury there, just sums them up the second half. They played reasonably well first half, but second half they've never put the Hibs back players under enough pressure. Hibs have worked hard, but they've won the 50-50 balls and more hunger for the game.
Free kick given against Valois. That hefty challenge on Bremner.
You can see the determination of Grant Bremner was never going to lose that. Valois committed to the free kick.
Looks like determination against frustration at the moment in this match. Tom McManus is going to be introduced to the play by Hibs. Gary O'Connor will be the player to come off. Twelve and a half minutes plus stoppage time, separating Hibs from a derby win. But it's still a fragile lead. Stops throw. McKenna was there. Severin. Presley, shot blocked. McMullen. Kicked in by Gary O'Connor, wins the throw.
He's played well, O'Connor. He's chased everything up there, big aggressor. A bit of advice, still practices left foot.
Tom McManus, not the most patient, and he's just champing at the bit to get on. Good work from O'Connor. Good holding up. Back with Bremner, now Orman. Presley's header. Severin trying to make things happen, but Ian Murray wasn't having it. There's been lots of tough stuff in the midfield, and Hibs haven't been playing second fiddle to anyone. McKenna's flick. Away by Fennick and Orman. Now James for Paco Luna. It's a clever header. Keeping possession. Back with Ian Murray. Last chance for man of the match on 0900 10 225 by phone, or you can text us on 07736 600 600. A DVD player could be yours, or a signed shirt. And by text you can also let us know what you think about the game, or via the website. Always happy to hear your thoughts. And at the moment it's the Hibs supporters who are a whole lot happier than their rivals from the other side of the city.
You see the tussle here. O'Connor again. And Luna, no holes barred. Fighting hard to get the ball, and Wally Young going in favour of the defender this time. The last 10 minutes of the game, Hibs have to be really careful though. One goal's not enough of a lead. Anything can happen.
Scott Severin is off for Hearts, who make their final switch. And it's Neil Janicek, a 19-year-old who's come through the Hearts youth system, who gets a taste of the Edinburgh Derby. Brave header from Zambernardi. Orman's clearance. Luna's header. He climbs so well for these high balls. The free kick's given against him there, but he does have this talent of getting up and staying up.
I think he's up early, his arm's out, but he's just leaning on the player. For me, that's not a free kick. That's good timing.
Presley aims at McKenna. And Weir kept out by Viss at the expense of a corner kick.
That's good cover from Viss here. Tracking back from the middle of the park. Weir almost onto it. And Viss making sure there's no chance. He's knocked the ball out of the park.
Seven in or around the penalty box for Hearts. Valois' delivery. Stamp reaching out for the header. But it's Ian Murray who's on the counter-attack now for Hibs. Great one. Terrific play from Murray. Brevner. Hibs had a real chance there to make the point safe. And James nips the ball off the toes of Valois. He was coming back from an offside position, was Gary O'Connor. That's why the flag's gone up against him.
This is the ever one, the run from Ian Murray. That's a fabulous run. Pace, power from the Hearts corner kick. Picked out Bremner. He faltered out.
McMillan's cross. Headed away by James. Valois, brilliant pass. And the chance for Kevin Twaddle. And it was an easy save for Colgan.
That's the best chance in the second half for Hearts. Kevin Twaddle. Yard of space inside the box. Got his shot off. They couldn't get enough on it. Closed down really well by Veason Smith.
First touch made it difficult for him. Kevin Twaddle. Hearts may have had 9 shots on goal, but still the scoreline blank for them. And that Mixu Patalainen effort in the first half looking as if it could be decisive. But we still have 7 minutes remaining, plus any time to be added. Hibs want to make a change, and don't think Gary O'Connor's too pleased.
No, he's not. That's a good sign. You never want to be subbed. He's played well today. He's got nothing to worry about. It's not because of his performance. Bobby's looking at fresh legs for the last part of the game. A different type of player. I'm sure you'll find that Hibs will play the ball long down. McManus will try to get in behind the Hearts back four.
That flew off Brebner's head. Now this who's kept it very simple in central midfield and done a valuable job for his team.
That's the secret of the Hibs team today. They've all kept it simple.
Andy Webster aims at Kevin McKenna. Watched very closely by Yannick Zambonardi. 6-0 Celtic. And John Hartson has scored again. Who do you think he is? Henrik Larsson? 4 for Hartson, 1 for Larsson, 1 for Balde. Half a dozen now for Celtic. Stamp's throw. There's a chance. And it was flicked on by Twaddle. Presley screaming at the assistant, looking for an offside.
I think he was, but I think it's frustration again.
Colgan's throw to Orman. Janicic. For McKenna. the equaliser with 4 minutes left. Kevin McKenna pushed from defence to attack, and he squares the game set up by the teenager Neil Janacek.
It's a great ball from Janacek. McKenna, magnificent run, peeling off his marker, getting to the back post, and it's a great header across the goalkeeper, giving Cogan absolutely no chance whatsoever.
I was just about to say, Sandy, that much though Hibs have looked likelier to add to their lead than Hearts have looked likely to square the game, with the scoreline at 1-0, there's always the chance that that is going to happen. And Hearts look to have salvaged it right at the death.
It's really against the run of play, no question, but give Craig credit. He's changed from his 3 to back to a flat 4, pushed McKenna up front, and that's what he's very, very good at. He gets so many goals with his head, so good in the air, and his timing was magnificent.
It's Kevin McKenna's first goal of the season, and they don't come more crucial than that. Luna's flick, and coming to claim it is Roddy McKenzie. Don't look away from the screen for any length of time, or you're liable to miss a Celtic goal. 7-0 now, Sean Maloney, and it's humiliation yet again for Aberdeen. In recent years they've been on the wrong end of some horrendous scorelines, and it's happening again for them today in Glasgow. Maloney with number 7. And now Hearts, having equalised, looking for a winner. And look what the goal has done to the Hearts players. The heads were being hung a few minutes ago, but now there's a spring in the step. And having squared the game, why shouldn't they go and win it?
The balance of power certainly changed. What a lift you get with a goal, especially in a derby match, and especially in front of the Hearts crowd. What a happy bunch.
And there's a party on tonight for them, but there's a free kick for Hearts to try to withstand here, given against Stephen Presley. Although it looked a 6.5 dozen to me when he was grappling with Paco Luna. That's Roddy McKenzie's view. Tom McManus, good effort, punched away by McKenzie. Bang on target from the Hibs substitute. And a free kick given against Graham Weir.
Good shot from McManus, does the right thing, gets on target. Big Roddy, for me, he's made a bit of a meal of it. Should maybe have held that one, but the important thing, keep it out.
McManus, who was hurt in that challenge from Weir. 30 seconds left of 90 minutes. Good touch from Valois. Clever ball to Kevin Twaddle. Weir wants it in the middle. He would have been offside had the pass found its way through. The flag went up. Who's your man of the match?
There's been a few contenders. McKenna just about nicked it there by getting that goal, but before that I looked at the Hibs players, looked at quite a few of them. Orman's played well, Murray's played well, but Yannick Zambernardi playing in the back for Hibs, for me, he's been excellent. I'd be disappointed to have lost the goal later on, but defended very well before that.
A Frenchman was one of the much in the first Edinburgh derby of the season, and it's another Frenchman who gets the bottle of champagne, courtesy of Bank of Scotland, Yannick Zambernardi. And how will Craig Levein be feeling now? It looked as if his side were slithering towards defeat. That was until Janacek crossed for Kevin McKenna.
He's getting greedy now. He's looking for the winner.
And have you ever seen a better placed header than that under real pressure?
That was a great header. I've seen McKenna doing it so often.
Andy Webster doesn't want to be taking any chances at this stage. Inside the second minute of stoppage time. Free kick to Hearts.
Jean-Louis Valois hasn't played that well today. I maybe expected too much from him, but I tell you, he's a talented player. When he's got the ball at his feet, he's good to watch. He's got great technique.
Paul Fennick, great header. Maybury, Janicek, Stamp, that's Graham Weir, Janicek again, and Phil Stamp wins the Edinburgh Derby for Hearts. A brilliant move involving two of the Hearts teenagers. And Phil Stamp's second goal for Hearts is going to make it 2 out of 2 in the Edinburgh Derby for Hearts this season.
He's the hero. Janicek involved again. Stamp a little push and go. Janicek played him in again. And what a good finish that is. Across the goalkeeper, low down, entering into the post, giving Colgan absolutely no chance in goal. And great credit to Hearts. Unbelievable end to this match.
Just when he had to be controlled with a finish, he found the perfect shot across Nick Colgan and into the corner. And Phil Stamp has been red-carded, sent off for going in among the supporters for his celebration. And what a dramatic ending to this second Edinburgh Derby of the season. Hearts celebrate, it's 2 out of 2 for them. They looked down and out a few minutes from the end. Kevin McKenna's header brought them back. And inside stoppage time, Phil Stamp drove in a dramatic winner. But that wasn't the end of the controversy, the end of the excitement, because in all the celebrations after the goal, and Phil Stamp, who'd gone in among the Hearts supporters to celebrate the goal, was shown the red card by Willie Young. And his celebration run ended with a walk down the tunnel. He won't forget the Edinburgh Derby feeling, because it's ended for him with a sensational winning goal, followed by his dismissal. But you can see from these pictures the Hearts are not at all bothered about a suspension coming up for Phil Stamp. Craig Levine can't quite believe it. Victory snatched from the jaws of defeat by Hearts. Hibs surely shocked and stunned. They won't be able to believe this. Stephen Presley's with Chick.
Stephen, what an end to a game. I mean, first of all, you must have thought you were lucky to get, well, not lucky, but you battled hard to get the draw.
Yeah, I thought actually the goal went against the wrong player. I thought we had the better opportunities in the first half, but fair play to Hibs, they kept at us. And in the second half we rode our luck a couple of times, but showed great attitude, great desire, and in the end got the result we wanted.
You certainly did, and when you got the equaliser, it looked then there was only one team going to go beyond that, wasn't there?
Well, that's right. You know, I signalled to the gaffer if he wanted us to go back to the 3-5-2 we'd started, but no, he said stay with 4-4-2, we're going for the win, and thankfully for us we did.
Well, I hear these Hearts fans celebrating in the background. I'm not surprised. I mean, Hibs looked at the grip in the game for a long time, Steve.
Well, that's right. You know, in the second half we did try and get at them, you know, but fair play to Hibs, they're at home. They took the initiative and kept at us. But you can hear what it means to our supporters, and we're absolutely delighted. Yeah.
Well, I've got you in here, and Sandy Clark named Yannick Zambonardi as the man of the match, so he's not here at the moment to give the champagne. But can you understand why Sandy would go down that line?
Of course, you know, for 86 minutes, Hibs defended extremely well. but the game last 90 minutes, and thankfully for us, we got the goals in the end.
Tremendous performance, well done, Stephen. No champagne to give you.
Thanks a lot.
I won't mind that too much. Incredible finish to the Edinburgh derby then. Celtic 7, Aberdeen 0, today's other scoreline. Highlights of that coming up in a few minutes, together with yesterday's Livingston-Dunfermline game. But let's reflect, if you like, particularly in the last 4 minutes or so. Just around the time, Alec, I think I said I can't see Hearts scoring here. Shows how much I know.
I know. You said that. I don't want to tempt fate, but
you agreed with me, to be fair.
No, and it was right after that, and it was a good cross by young Janček, and what a fantastic header by McKenna. You know, but Hibs must be gutted, because the second half, you know, even more so than the first, I felt that they dominated and they only looked one winner.
Yeah, I mean, great for Hearts, wonderful celebrations for them, but Hibs maybe deserved to take the 3 points, Gordon.
Well, you would say that. I was thinking that guy that go at half time for his email. He could have sent me the same email with about 5 minutes to go, and I had to have said, yeah, you're right this time. Hibs were the better team in the second half. More pressure, more possession, and Hearts weren't doing much, although you have to say Craig Levein, when he changed it to go with the 4, he pushed McKenna up front, he finally got some purchase out of it, because they were beginning to pressurise Hibs, and then, you know, the goal, we're thinking, well, they've stolen a point here, Hearts, not believing they're going to win the actual game, but you have to say, it's all credit to a team that keeps going, and they were positive, as Stephen Presley said, for them to get back in the game, you think you'd accept that normally, you say, I'm happy with the point, but they weren't. They saw an opportunity to go and try and win the game.
Yeah. Well, Craig Levein, I'm sure, is one very happy manager indeed. Here he is with Czech.
Craig, there's nothing like a quiet Sunday afternoon, and that was nothing like a quiet Sunday afternoon. That must have taken your breath away at the end.
Yeah, honestly, I'm so pleased for everybody, for the players, for the supporters. The lads kept going right to the end, and the game last 90 minutes. And you know, I couldn't be more thrilled, honestly. I thought it was to come back from a goal behind, away from home in a derby, shows great spirit.
Was that in many ways a more, you know, you enjoyed it much more than the 5-1 game in some sense?
Well, Hibs were on a real high. They'd won 5 games in a row. They were very spirited. They worked extremely hard. You know, they know their system very well. And we had to compete, and that was the thing. We didn't feel last week against Dundee we competed as well as we can do, but I thought we competed magnificently today. And it just shows you, if you keep going right to the end, you can get your rewards.
Peter Houston said at half time that he felt that, you know, you were very unlucky to be behind it at that stage.
Well, we felt that. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it was a great game, to be honest with you. It was very competitive in midfield, and there wasn't an awful lot of space to play. And but I thought we had the better of the first half, and they got a goal slightly against the run of play. And I thought nothing each half time would have been better for us.
And a fabulous winning goal.
Yeah. I mean, again, I just want to reiterate how important it is that the players believe in themselves. They keep going. And as Kevin McKenna done a job for us all day at centre back, goes up front in the last 5 minutes and scores a great goal. You know, I'm really thrilled, and also for Phil Stamp to get his first goal in the derby.
Well done. And but just briefly, what you go from here? You obviously think you can turn the corner. We talked about turning the corner the last time in the Edinburgh derby.
No, I didn't think we'd been playing that badly. When we changed the system a little bit today, and it sort of cancelled Hibs out, I felt. We're away from home, and then with 20 minutes to go, we decided to change it and have a go and see what happens. And you know, all credit to the boys. They dug in, and they got 2 late goals.
Well done, Craig. Thanks.
Okay, cheers.
Incredible finish, wasn't it? For 86 minutes it was a decent, if nothing outstanding or not outstanding, Edinburgh derby, and then the last 5 minutes makes it completely memorable, especially if you're a Hearts fan. Let's look back over the 90 minutes in at Easter Road this afternoon. The opening goal came 36 minutes into the first half, and a pretty even first half, I think we agreed, didn't we?
Yeah, it was. I know that Hearts had more shots on target, but it came from guys that don't normally score for Hearts. Although, to be fair to Stam, he has 2 attempts and he scores the winner. But, you know, Pat Linen, as I said in the first half, great movement. As you see here, near post, turning, losing his marker, 1-0. But second half, I felt it was all Hibs, and, you know, I couldn't see, as you called, Hearts going to go. But, you know, a dramatic last 5 minutes. Craig Levein and Stephen Presley called it correctly. The game last 90 minutes, and the last 5 minutes, Hearts.
Yep.
It's a smash and grab job, really.
Gary O'Connor, with players and support here, tries to chip the keeper, Gordon, but might have done better.
He could have done better there, and it's another opportunity. I mean, he was prominent today, and this is maybe one he could have done better with too. And ended up getting a free kick after this, but I think I jinxed O'Connor and Valois today before the game and making them a key players to watch. Valois certainly had what I would call a stinker. Until the last 5 minutes, he came good at the time when the rest of the team came good. But O'Connor was always busy and he was always involved. But certainly at this stage of the game, we're looking at all the second half action here, and it was mainly this was a chance though.
Matalinen.
Good chance for the big man. He had a good game.
He did.
His legs looked fresh. He's said on his, I think, 36 now, Mixu. But you know, the last 5 minutes was something else. You know, we sat and we said it wasn't the greatest derby, but you know, Craig Levein happy man tonight. His tactical switch,
yeah.
you know, you have to give him credit for the change of system.
They didn't look like scoring at all until they made that change. I mean, the Hearts didn't look like getting a goal in the second half.
Thought he may start with McKenna up front, but you know, he ended up putting him up front, and he scored a goal that De Vries would have been proud of.
I saw Ian Murray in goal of the month, and for a minute it looked as if he was going to give us a carbon copy, Gordon. This was a terrific run by Murray, wasn't it?
Yes, I thought there was a little ball. A corner actually was on the right of him, and he couldn't see him.
Well, this was a Valois pass for the twaddle shot, and well, Hearts coming back into it obviously, but at this stage, although they were pressing, as we've said several times, they really didn't look like scoring.
That was a good ball. That was, I think, the first time Valois found the Hearts player with anybody's passing.
I noticed you applauding that one, Gordon.
I was happy with that, yeah.
This is Neil Jančik's ball and Kevin McKenna's header, and that's a terrific goal, isn't it?
That is a great header. He's peeled away from Zambernardi, who again had a very solid game, and he's planted the header well away from Colgan. No chance. As I said, De Vries has made that kind of cross ball his trademark this season. He's punished a lot of defences with headers from that range, but
terrific ball from the youngster as well, Jančik as well. It's a fantastic
Craig Levein must be
strike.
very happy with some of the young players he's got in the squad. They're all now contributing. The McMullins, the Weirs, the Jančik today. I mean, that's
he contributed to
very
that goal,
encouraging.
and he contributed to the second goal as well. Jančik, superb play there, and looks as if he's got a very cultured left foot. Stamps involved here, ball's laid up, but that's a nice little ball. But this is a fine strike. I mean, really a lot of power to get it hard and low across the keeper. You've got to say, if that's his first goal, what an important goal. That'll endear him to the supporters, and then he gets his red card.
See here, Gordon, a wee 1-2, Alan Norman turns and concentrates on the ball as opposed to Stamp, and he's in behind, and it's a great finish.
And you feel for Stamp because he hurdles the hoardings, he's into the fans, and that's a yellow, so it's a second bookable, and in the midst of the celebrations and the last minute victory, he gets red carded, which is a shame.
I don't think he'll be too bothered.
No, I don't think so.
He'll miss next week's game, but you know, he'll be really cock of hoops going in his first derby game.
The only player I've ever seen walking off a tunnel having red carded, punching there in delight. But there you are, 51-49, possession changed a bit. Hibs still had most of it. Shots on goal, still Hearts in front. 12 shots on goal as against 7. 7 of them on target as against 4. Corner kicks, roughly the same. And just that one red card at the end. A couple of yellows for Hearts earlier on. Amazing Edinburgh derby. Now let's look back to yesterday. We haven't yet shown you the Livingston-Dunfermline match. We can do that now with Cerridon Idsan, the reporter.